Hey guys, welcome back to the video. Today I'm going to do a quick comparison between Udemy and YouTube. I think these are the most popular learning platforms out there. YouTube isn't necessarily a learning platform, but people do put out educational content, so you can consider that to be an education platform. Udemy, on the other hand, is highly curated and it's meant for teaching, training, education, stuff like that. And another key difference is that Udemy is paid, and most of us don't like to pay for things, while YouTube is free. Now, I'm someone who has used both YouTube and Udemy for learning stuff. I've picked up a bunch of things from YouTube and Udemy both. And as far as Udemy is concerned, I think I have over 20 courses. I bought over 20 courses. And as far as YouTube is concerned, I haven't spent a single penny. And a couple of days back, I put out a LinkedIn post saying why Udemy is better for learning, especially when you're starting out compared to YouTube. Now, here's the reason, right? When I was in my 12th grade, I did not know about Udemy at all. I just knew about YouTube, and that was the only source of learning. I never knew about these MOOC platforms, right? Like Coursera, Udemy, edX, none of these. They were like complete aliens to me. I just knew about YouTube. So whenever I want to learn something, I just used to YouTube it, find a good playlist, and start learning. Eventually, when I got into college, I saw what other people are doing, right? And I realized, all right, a majority of people are learning machine learning. So I was like, all right, let's start learning machine learning. I went to YouTube, typed in machine learning. I saw like tons of videos, but I didn't really understand. None of them gave me like a comprehensive view about how learning should be, about what's step 1, what's step 2, what's step 3, and what should be your next step after you finish this course. Which project should you be doing, and how is that roadmap in a way, right? And maybe you guys can figure it out. If you find a good YouTube channel, if you find these roadmaps, if you find these comprehensive videos about how to go about things, if you find like 24, 30 hour playlists or something like that, then it's cool for you. But at least in my case and majority of my friends' cases, we weren't really able to find good courses. So that was the first bad experience with YouTube. Second bad experience was when I was trying to learn web development, right? I knew basic HTML, CSS and JavaScript, and if you're just learning HTML, CSS and JavaScript, I would say don't pay for a Udemy course, just go with YouTube, right? There are a bunch of courses, everyone can teach it, right? It's super easy. You can go to Free Code Camp or W3 schools and learn basic HTML, CSS and JavaScript. That's super basic, no need to pay for that. But once I learned that, and when I wanted to like move forward and learn React or Node.js, that's when I hit a roadblock. So I want to learn Node.js because I was into APIs, I want to build APIs, I want to connect APIs and then do a bunch of interesting stuff on the backend. So I had to learn Node.js, right? I went to YouTube, typed in Node.js tutorials, and I did find tutorials, but none of them were complete. They were just broken, incomplete tutorials, and it was super hard to focus on it because every time I went to YouTube, the suggested tab used to show, all right, you have these cool videos that you forgot to watch, and I just click on one of these videos and then eventually get distracted, destroying the entire purpose of trying to learn. So I said, all right, I'm wasting months in trying to learn a technology which could be learned in like a couple of weeks. I'll just go to Udemy and buy a course. So I just went to Udemy, typed in Node.js, found a course, amazing course by Andrew Mead, and picked it up. This video is not sponsored by Udemy, by the way, right? I don't take such sponsors. It's sponsored by no one. It's just my personal opinion, right? And I'm not just talking about Udemy. It could be any other online platform. Like it could be Coursera, it could be edX. I found these courses to be really structured. They did not have ads, they did not have distractions, they had real world projects, and everything was at one place. I didn't have to go to a bunch of other YouTube videos and playlists and stuff like that. It was there in one place, so I could sit at one go, finish it off in a week, and then also work on a couple of projects and do things that were pretty productive. And since then, my entire view about learning something from YouTube has changed, right? I'm not saying YouTube doesn't have good content. Once I learned Node.js once I learned like at least the basic part of Node.js, I go to YouTube and type in, search for a lot of projects, search for a lot of concepts that maybe I missed out in the Udemy course. So I'm not saying YouTube is waste, but what I'm saying is if you want a comprehensive guide, if you're someone clueless as I was when I was starting out, then YouTube isn't the right place to get started with, right? And you might be like, oh Harish, but it's free, it's amazing. Yes, I do agree, it's free, and if you cannot afford Udemy classes or if you're against paid content, I'm no one stopping you. You can go ahead and if you want to spend time and if you want to search for good YouTube playlists, go ahead and do it. But if you're like me who doesn't want to spend time searching and going through thousands and thousands of videos, I'll just rather buy a cheap Udemy course which barely costs 300-400 bucks. Now, coming to the great part, we are organizing a couple of competitions on our Discord server, right? And the winners get free Udemy courses. So you don't have to pay for Udemy courses, you can get it for free. We already organized one design competition and I gave away an ethical hacking Udemy course. A game development Udemy course to the winner. Also organizing a bunch of other competitions. So if you do not want to spend on Udemy, join our communities. We just keep giving away Udemy courses and it's all your choice. So if you win the competitions, then you can tell me which course you want and I'll buy it for you. Plus these competitions are free to enter. We just want, see these competitions are in a way a motivation for you to develop a skill. For example, the graphic design competition, we didn't charge some entry fee or something. We just said, alright, we need a design banner, just design it. And then we got 80 entries and a lot of them were like, Harish, because you've made this competition, we were able to sort of motivate ourselves, go to Canva, go to Photoshop and design things. So it's just an incentive, a motivation for you to go ahead and learn something. So that's all. Do join our communities and enter the contest. We'll be announcing them soon, so just enter the community for now. We'll announce them pretty soon. Also, coming to the point, if you do want Udemy courses, you can just buy them. There's no one stopping you. And if you are a fan of YouTube courses, want free content, if you have enough time to search, go ahead and do it. So one more, see, YouTube is amazing when you get stuck at something, right? I refer to YouTube so many times when I get stuck at a particular problem. Like for example, let's take an example. Using the Google Maps API. If I just want to learn about how to use the Google Maps API, I'll just go to YouTube and type in how to use Google Maps API. I'll find a bunch of videos and that solves my problem. My point over here is when you want to learn something from scratch, when you have no idea about it, when you are just starting out in that particular field, then Udemy is the best. But if you know what you want and how you can get it, if it's just a specific thing, then YouTube is the best, right? So I think this is how I would differentiate it. Let me know what you guys think about, because it's just my opinion, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.